Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Executive Assault 2. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $25. I stress early access, that means the game is still under development, and as such, everything that you're about to see here is subject to change. So Executive Assault 2, I've been pouring the last 5 hours into this game trying to understand it, and I think I've got it down somewhat. This is a first-person shooter slash real-time strategy game. You start the game with this company, this faction, whatever, and it's this top-down view. You're in space. You've got this space station that you start with, and then you start adding rooms to it. You might add a shipyard, and then an ore processing facility, other structures that you can add to it. You just simply use your mouse wheel and rotate the room so that it connects to your station. You can add corridors to help you get your shape the way you want to. And how you design your station is actually important because some rooms lead into another. For example, there is one room where you can build robots that fight for you. And then if you choose a particular CEO faction, which I chose like the high-tech one, you can build this gateway room where you've got this gateway ship, this little round ball ship. If you dock it with an enemy or neutral station, you can then send your robots through the gateway and onto that other ship without even having to launch like a troop transport. So there are different ways to board in this game, but long story short, some rooms lead into another, so how you design your station is somewhat important. So the two primary sources in this game, you've got this ironite or whatever it's called, and then you've got this coolant. Coolant is primarily for your station. That's there you've got this power room that you can build, and when you toggle it on, it'll increase your research or processing speed and a bunch of other things to make your station more efficient. But every second that you leave it on, more coolant drains. So you'll be able to mine coolant from nearby asteroid resources, whatever. So that's one resource. Then your ironite. Now that's the bulk of your currency. You're going to be using it to construct goods. Goods are products that are automatically sold when a trading ship stops by, and that turns into money. And then using that money, you can then buy research points from them. That's how the game typically is set up in the beginning. It's use your ironite to construct goods, then your goods are automatically put into your storage bay, and then when the trading ship docks, the neutral trading ship docks, you automatically sell those, you get money. Now you can pick and choose what you want to buy, what you want to sell at these trading ships whenever they dock, and then you can choose filters, only buy this, or automatically buy this, whatever. So you can do that if you want to, or you can just leave it on the default. But you also need your ironite to actually construct your fleet. And what's cool is that there is a research tech tree in this game. There's like your station tech tree, your robot tech tree for your ground troops, and then you've got your ship tech tree. And you can spend your research points that you're generating for each one. Now you can passively generate research over time as well, but it's very slow going. But you can make it faster, like I said, by toggling the power room on, and that will increase your research speed passively. But buying these research points is primarily the way to get them quickly. But anyway, getting back, there's a research tree, 3 different trees. Some of these techs will unlock new rooms that you can then add to your station just by building like your existing rooms. You can add shields to your ships, shields to your robots, your station. You can add a shield to, and there's so much other. There's different weapons and lasers and other things. And you can, whenever you're constructing your fleet and you're building a ship, you can customize what weapon you want on it, and whether or not it gets shields. But the more the more bells and whistles you add to a ship, the more expensive it becomes. So yeah, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be mining this ironite with your mining ships, mining the coolant with your mining ships, and then using some of your ironite to get goods or to process goods and then sell those goods for money, which then turn into research points. And then using the rest of your ironite to construct a fleet. Now, you will be unlocking different ship types using your research tree. And what's awesome about this game, this is where the first-person shooter element comes into it. By default, you are this guy with a business suit. You can choose a female avatar if you wish. But when you're actually at the bridge, you'll be able to enter the bridge station and command everything in RTS mode. But if you leave that station, you can walk around your station, you can fire your little pistol, you can fight alongside your robots if you're in battle, that kind of thing. But you can also, your guy doesn't actually enter the ship itself, but you can actually take direct control of any ship in the game, at least the ones that fight. So that cool-looking scout ship that you just built, you can hit take direct control in when you're in RTS mode. There's a direct control button. You click that. You enter the cockpit of this thing, and you can fly around, shoot, and there's even little fighters that you can construct. You can take control of those. Just be careful. If you run into stuff, you automatically die. I've done that more than once. So yeah, I love the fact that you can take control of different ships in this game and fight in first-person mode. It's just really cool. You can even leave the seat of the ship that you're sitting in, walk around the cockpit a little bit, look around, and so on. The learning curve of this game is a bit high. And the AI is a bit ruthless. There are 5 different difficulty settings, and very easy is one of them. But they are very aggressive, even on the very easy difficulty setting. I did one AI opponent, small map. I turned the other factions off, like there's other neutral factions, like there's raiders and civilians, and they'll interact with you too. But I turned them off primarily because I wanted to learn how to play the game at my own pace. Well, I was playing, I thought I was doing okay. I had like 5 or 6 ships. And then the first system I jumped to, the map is broken up over like 5 to 6 to 9 different systems. And they're connected by waypoints. So your ships will sort of like warp from one waypoint to another. I went to the next waypoint because I had run out of ore on the asteroids that were around my space station. And it was controlled by my very easy AI opponent. Everything was controlled. Every system in the entire game was controlled by this easy AI. And I'm like, seriously? Like, that's extremely aggressive for a very easy AI. I wanted some time to learn how to grow and figure out how to build things. So what I ended up having to do was I played a game where I turned every AI opponent off and just played like in a solo mode, strictly solo. No AI opponents, no nothing. And then using that time, I was able to, if I build this mining outpost ship, I can then fly to another system that doesn't have any outpost in it, and I can then deploy it and then build a mining outpost, and now I can mine from nearby asteroids in that system. But you can only build an outpost one per system. So if it already has a mining outpost, you have to go and capture it. Again, if you're the high-tech faction, you build that gateway system, send troops through the gateway, and capture it that way. Other factions have different way of capturing things. So 1 outpost per system. Some outposts, there are research outposts that you can deploy, and that will improve your technology. There's, I think, like some sort of dreadnought something or other it's like the defense platform. So there's different outposts. You have to pick and choose what outpost to deploy on systems that are empty, but again, only 1 per system. I like the game. I really do. My biggest complaints with it really is I'm getting some nasty FPS drops. I'll just be playing and the game just lag, and then sometimes it'll speed up. I have the graphics on meh quality, which is an actual setting in the options menu. I have it set to that, and it's still slowing down. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm getting frame rate drops in OBS. So the game isn't very well optimized yet, in my opinion. And again, my other complaint is the very easy AI is too aggressive. I wanted to play against a computer that sort of stayed in its own bubble and let me expand and beat him. But at the same time, I was learning how to play. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted. But I didn't get it. The very easy AI will spam, like, typically 1 kind of ship and continuously throw it at you. And all you have to do, really, is sit there and, like, you first you have to be aggressive and capture a couple of systems so you don't run out of ironite. Because if you're in your home system and you run out of ironite and you have no other systems under your control, good luck. Good luck trying to get your mining ships will try to go to a different system in mine, but they'll get picked off along the way more than likely. So it's expansion in this game is extremely important, and that's something that the very easy AI does in spades. And I want that scaled back to give me time to learn more how to play the game. I don't want to discourage anyone from getting this. I'm just simply saying the game has a few problems right now. I played the tutorial. For whatever reason, the tutorial cut off after the first one. I was not asked to do a second or third tutorial. I'm like, this is like an eighth of what's in the game. So what about the rest of it? So I figured out the rest on my own by playing solo, no AI opponents. I think the game still has a lot of work to do. But that being said, it's fun. It's a cool idea. I love an RTS first-person shooter hybrid. It reminds me of some of the old days where, Battlefield 1942 and 2041 or something like that had systems where there was a Titan in orbit and you would switch between the two. Unreal Tournament, I don't remember what year it was. There was spaceships that you could fly and then land and fight and all sorts of stuff. Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. You got in your X-Wing or Y-Wing, flew in the enemy hangar, landed, you fought. So I love games like that, and this game has a lot of potential to do a lot more than what it's doing. And I think once it cleans up, I think once the game runs more smoothly, a better tutorial / tool tips are in place, once the AI bots are better balanced, and right now there's no multiplayer servers out there. Like, I went to multiplayer and it's dead. So if you're going to play this, you're going to be playing this with solo AI bots, unless you can find other people to play with on their Discord. So yeah, I mean, it has a lot of potential, I'll just say that. But again, it's still early access, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.